July is looking like another solid month for Netflix releases. There's everything from one of the best thrillers ever made to an underrated Western masterpiece, not to mention plenty of brand new releases. Here are the 10 new Netflix releases worth watching in July 2026, starting off with a brand new Kevin Hart comedy movie. It's called 72 Hours, and it's about a 40-year-old who ends up at a bachelor party with a bunch of 20-somethings after being added by mistake.
Guys, jellyfish at 9 o'clock. Oh my God! No, your face! My face what?
It's a cauliflower face.
Kevin Hart re-teams with director Tim Story. The duo also created the comedies Ride Along and Think Like a Man. If you enjoyed those movies, you'll probably enjoy 72 Hours as well. It releases on Netflix on July 24th. Next up, one of the most underrated crime dramas on TV is getting a 4th season on Netflix. It's Dark Winds, the series about Navajo tribal police officers who investigate a series of crimes across the American Southwest. Dark Winds is a great atmospheric series with rich Native American culture, stunning desert landscapes, and the kind of slow-burning tension that keeps you hooked from episode to episode. This 4th season released on AMC back in February, but it hits Netflix for the first time this month. It's a great series to check out if you enjoyed True Detective or Longmire. Dark Winds Season 4 arrives on July 4th. Another brand new comedy is also releasing on Netflix this month. This time it's a Will Ferrell series called The Hawk. It's about a former #1 golfer trying to complete a career Grand Slam decades after his prime.
Bunkers, I hate bunkers.
What is happening? What is this ball happening?
The Hawk definitely has some Talladega Nights and semi-pro vibes. It also stars Molly Shannon, Luke Wilson, and Chris Parnell. It will be a 10-episode series, so there's plenty to watch for Will Ferrell fans. The Hawk premieres on Netflix on July 16th. Then Marvel fans are probably aware of the new Spider-Man movie dropping this month called Brand New Day. Netflix is giving fans a chance to revisit Tom Holland's first solo outing as the web-slinger with the release of Spider-Man Homecoming. The 2017 movie focused on Peter Parker's everyday life, where he tried to balance high school, friendships, and his responsibilities as Spider-Man. It's definitely a must-see for Spidey fans. Homecoming arrives on Netflix on July 1st. There's a pretty interesting new Korean dark fantasy series hitting Netflix this month. It's called The East Palace, and it's a big budget series about a king who recruits a secret team to enter a haunted palace and slay ghosts before his monarchy collapses.
한번 궁에 들어오면 죽어서야 나갈 수 있단 말이 있다. 궁은 그런 곳이다.
The series is definitely giving me Kingdom vibes and comes from the same director who was behind the series The Devil Judge. The East Palace is definitely a series to keep an eye on. It drops on July 17th. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe. I cover the best new releases on Netflix every month, along with hidden gems and underrated movies that are easy to miss. Getting into the top 5, we have one of the biggest releases hitting Netflix in July. It's the mystery film sequel Enola Holmes 3. It again follows the brilliant young detective who has spent years proving she can solve mysteries just as well as her famous brother Sherlock. This time her case takes her to Malta, where a routine investigation turns into her most dangerous adventure yet.
Why? Why are you pursuing me?
It's your brother. Sherlock has been kidnapped.
The first 2 Enola Holmes films were huge hits for Netflix thanks to their mix of mystery, adventure, humor, and character. Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill both return, and Enola Holmes 3 arrives on Netflix on July 1st. At number 4, one of the most acclaimed movies of 2025 is getting a Netflix release this month. It's called Hamnet, and it's the story of Agnes Hathaway and William Shakespeare as they struggle to cope with the devastating loss of their young son, Hamnet. The film was nominated for 8 Oscars, including for Best Picture. It's a beautifully shot movie that captures the 16th century countryside with a naturally lit look. It's a pretty big tearjerker, so have some tissues ready if you decide to check it out. Hamnet releases on Netflix US on July 6th. At number 3 is one of the best thriller movies in recent memory. It's Gone Girl, the psychological thriller in which the husband of a missing woman becomes the main suspect in her disappearance. Gone Girl was masterfully directed by David Fincher and is a pitch-black, twisty thriller that holds up flawlessly 12 years after its initial release. It's a movie that constantly shifts your perspective, keeping you guessing right up until the end. There's also some career-great performances from actors such as Rosamund Pike, Ben Affleck, and Neil Patrick Harris. If you've somehow never seen Gone Girl, it's one of the easiest recommendations of the month. It arrives on Netflix on July 1st. At number 2 is one of the most interesting new series of the month. It's a sci-fi thriller from the creator of Train to Busan and Hellbound. It's called Human Vapor, and it's a modern reboot of the 1960 Japanese film about a man who undergoes a scientific experiment that allows him to transform his body into gas.
私はこれからあなたたちを一人一人
Human Vapor has loads of big names behind it, from director Yun Song-ho to the Academy Award-winning visual effects team behind Godzilla -1. It definitely has all the ingredients to be a breakout Netflix hit. The 8-episode first season premieres on July 2nd. And my number 1 pick for July is one of the most underrated movies of the 2020s. It's the Western thriller Old Henry.
Who the hell are you?
My pa found you.
Well, go fetch him.
This is one of those movies where the less you know, the better, but it's essentially about a farmer that finds an injured stranger carrying a bag full of cash and has to figure out what to do with him. This movie builds and builds the tension and has one of the most satisfying payoffs I've seen in a modern Western. If you've never seen it before, do yourself a favor and go in completely blind. Old Henry arrives on Netflix on July 4th. There were several titles that just missed the cut this month, including a new crime drama movie, The Truthers, 2025 musical fantasy Wicked for Good, 2023 dystopian sci-fi The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and a brand new series based on the classic story Little House on the Prairie. Let me know which releases you're most excited about in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.